can't accept the loss, I'm hard-headed. There's a little bit of madness to my method. Many falling off that fine line that I'm treading. I risk anything to be great, and I'm not letting nobody rob me of my victory. Number one, that's what I'm meant to be. When by any means, only thing that makes sense to me, I can make nice or make history.
What is up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Joe, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? I'm doing good.
Can you hear me okay? I know we're working kind of remote today, and
you're a little dim. I only say that not to drive you crazy, but just to let the patrons know, and also speak up.
It is. I will scream.
That's better. How are you? How are you? Where are you? Let's start there. Where are you?
I am in Marietta, Georgia today.
Nice.
So I'm about, I believe, 40 minutes north of Atlanta. So, yeah. And where are you today? Home?
I'm home. I'm also in a different locale. My wife's, she's got to work. She's burning the midnight oil for her company. Gotcha. The office is in the bedroom where I normally broadcast. So now I'm in the dining room.
Oh, okay. All right. That works. So can everybody hear me out there? Because I know that my audio is not what it typically is.
If you talk like that, I think so.
Okay. And I have an audio question for anybody that is good on audio, not to fix today's setup, but I do have a question about recording on audio. That's probably not a good way to do it. But if anybody is good with like audio stuff, let me know in the chat because I have a question for you. If you're good. Paul Waller with the best possible icon for audio.
Yes.
Love
What's up, Brian?
Is that something? Do you know how to record from a phone? And that sounds stupid. How to record a phone call conversation?
Yeah, a video. Yep, or of audio,
right.
Video call. Yep, how to record it.
So say that Joe wasn't here right now and I wanted to have the phone call with him. How would I do that and put him into like a recording?
Right.
Anthony just told me Google Voice, which is something I'm not familiar with.
But if there's another option, we have to know. Chase is calling his parole officer in about an hour. We want to record it. So if anyone knows how to do it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page, and I think that's the best way to do that. Voice memos.
I want to get into this chat. I'm sorry. Yes, Robert. Yeah. I use Delta, and
it's a good one.
I started February, I guess. February when it came out.
How many games did you play through?
Oh God,
using that emulator.
I took off of work when it came out. I actually called out sick because I knew that I was just going to be like, immature. So I went crazy to answer your question.
You call, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
You called out of work. Yeah. Maybe should we have that on here? Should you be saying that? It was right
February. Now? It was so long ago. Yeah. I don't think any of my employees watch this show. I know it, as a matter of fact. Only two do, and I can trust them. They know where the bodies are buried. Okay. But yeah, I spent I came home 11 in the morning on the couch, and it was 11 at night, and my wife was like, "You're still on the couch?" So yes, answer to the question, Robert, is Delta, and it's a great one.
Yeah, and there's a lot more actually for like Android devices and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know if they're all. There are individual emulators though for iOS now, I believe. I'm not really in the loop on all of that. I've never done a whole lot. I've used Delta. That's really the only one, and then the PSP one. There you go, Paul again for the win. Yeah. PPSSPP is a killer. It is. Yeah, I just haven't done too much with it. All the mini PCs that I review, it's like I might as well just do it that way. So.
PlayStation was in the news. Speaking of PSP, they got the PS5 Pro. Did you hear about this thing or see this thing?
I heard a little bit about it actually earlier today, but I've been my day has just been crazy, as it was yesterday. And I do want to take the time to thank everybody for being here with us tonight. I know we rescheduled from yesterday, and I figured I would just go ahead and move the whole thing over, and didn't realize that there'd be people waiting in the wings for it to start yesterday. So I apologize for that, but thank you guys for being with us.
It was better off. We were going against the debate, and I think 40 million eyes were on it. No one's going to want to see you and me during that, are they? But maybe they were. There were people waiting.
We should have gone after. I think after. There's definitely a push for like some sanity. After, not that we're the most, stable people either, but sometimes you need a little bit toned down the insanity. I don't know. I saw there were a couple streams last night though, gaming channels that streamed after, and they all seemed to do pretty well. So you never know.
You really? Which one? I didn't. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's right. Yep.
There was what did we do when Biden was still in there? We went head to head with like one of the debates or something early on, and we actually had
convention. Yeah,
the convention. That's what it was. Yeah. So
Republican National. Yeah. Endgame in the house. What's up?
What's up? And Victor Suarez, Brian, what's going on, guys? Thank you all for joining us tonight. I figure we'd be kind of light tonight because it's not our typical night, but I wanted to jump on here and Heck and Steve, and chat's moving, so I clicked the wrong one. But yeah, that's what I was on Heck and Steve's last night. He was playing this 18-wheeler semi-truck simulator. Have you ever seen this, Joe?
No. What is it?
It looked like he was actually driving a semi. Like the graphics were phenomenal on here. It's basically you're doing deliveries. I think he said he was doing a delivery for like Dollar General or something.
Is this VR, Chase?
I don't know if it's VR. I assumed it was like a PC game, but it could very well be VR. But you see like kind of the surround of like, the dashboard view. It looked like a nice, casual, relaxing game. He was able to talk with the chat the whole time. So it was like everybody was talking. It's basically like what we're doing, but he's, playing a game, driving a semi-truck. He was doing his Dollar General delivery.
Yeah, check it out.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, I would definitely check out some. There we go. Retro Underground Gaming, American Truck Simulator Pro. I've heard of it. I've seen some gameplay, but yeah.
Endgame. I love my PS5, but the 2 terabyte SSD diskless PS5 Pro for $700 is ridiculous. Yeah, that's the modification. Endgame. Yes, and a stripe. Chase. They added a racing stripe. Don't forget. They did. I swear.
Aesthetics. I love it.
Yeah, they added.
Well, it might make it. It's like putting a spoiler on there. Maybe it makes it go faster. I don't know.
That was the big thing of the week. That and the Switch too. Finally. Did you hear about the leak?
I did not.
What's it called? Foreplay or not Reddit. 4chan, thank you. 4chan leaked it. There's an event happening September 18th, and the specs from the event actually released
a week away.
That's right. And it is, according to the specs, if the specs are right, this is not a false flag. I know I've given that some couple times on this channel regarding Nintendo Directs, but this is not a false flag. It's happening. The Switch 2. Big announcement, September 18th. Please check it out, everybody. At last, finally.
Very good. Definitely have to look into it more. And I'm seeing from Robert here. First, Paul, thank you so much. That's you also your phone on speaker. Yeah, so I'm down here in Georgia, and we just did a recording. We just kind of recorded something that was going on. It's not going to be an actual video. We did it that way. I found it hard to I feel like I would have to kind of translate the conversation. You can hear it, but it's like certain words, it's hard to really understand the conversation. So I was just wondering if there was like a more streamlined sort of way of doing it. And yeah, I'll have to do that. But we did the speakerphone and had a mic nearby. It was, not perfect by any means, but perfect probably is going to go out the window with what we're attempting to do. So we'll see. But thank you for the information. That's excellent.
Well, you're spinning a lot of plates, my man. And I can't wait. I'm excited. I know I speak for everyone when I say that.
Yeah. Let's
live again. Let's, say it.
Yeah. So
when's the live?
The live is September 19th. So next week, Joe and I will be live on Tuesday. And to touch on that, we're going to be doing a big giveaway. The X Pro 2 creator is going to be joining us with, briefly as a guest. And he's going to be bringing a whole bunch of plug and play consoles to give away again. And he's been super generous. We just did one 2 weeks ago. We're going to do another one. So that'll be next Tuesday, but September 19th, the first Buff Bagwell Live will be going down 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll provide you guys with a link and I'll try to pin it here at some point during this whole thing. And we just got our first guest kind of lined up, so to speak. I'm not sure which week he'll be joining us, but we're looking forward to that.
Is it a secret or?
Yeah, I spoke with Marcus about it today. He knows. Other than that, I haven't said anything. Yeah, I mean, there's no secrets here on the RGG channel. Anybody watch Tiger King? Because Joe blew my mind and said he never saw Tiger King, never heard of Tiger King. How many people heard of Tiger King?
Typically, I'm usually late to the party, though, on things.
You're very late. It's 4 years since season 1, so yeah.
That isn't
pretty late on that one.
That isn't. I know. Yeah, that's not uncommon. I'm. Hey, Brian, what's up? Brian's in the house.
And is this Brian?
That's Brian, Chaotic BPR.
Love it. I know.
Half
I know
a dozen
the handle.
with you,
I don't know.
And his partner is half a dozen, and they're part of a really great gaming channel, great gaming community. He's got an amazing.
And this is the channel Chaotic PBR.
Yep, he's got an amazing home.
I'm gonna check it out.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna check it out. I haven't seen it yet.
Check it out. Yeah, please, guys, sub to his channel. Brian's a great guy. Oh, he's with you. Cool. Well, then tell half a dozen I said, what's up?
And Kale King knows what's up. Carol Baskin is very much a big part of the Tiger King thing. So, yeah, Marcus and I are going to have Joe Exotic on live from prison, which will be interesting, to say the least. So that's why I'm asking about recording a phone conversation, because he will not be on camera with us, unfortunately. So that'll be interesting.
That's wild. That's wild.
It is.
Is this the first time you've ever interviewed someone? I'm not being facetious. I mean it. I'm asking.
It is.
Correctional. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I've never even had a conversation with somebody behind bars. So this will be a first. Yes.
You've never visited anybody? No.
Nope.
All right.
Nope. No, sir. I believe he's in Fort Worth, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah.
Brian Whitney, yes. I think that's the first prison call he made.
It'll be a good one. First one would be Joe Exotic. I can live with that. And I went to click a different one, but we're rolling with Robert now. Do any of you guys know of each version of that? That's good emulation for Android videos. I do not.
I don't want to say PM me late on the side. Like, is that what it's called? DM, PM, SM, whatever. I don't want to say on the stream because but yes, Rob, I know a great one. I'll find a way to get it to you.
Street greetings. Typically not, but we all make exceptions.
I went out there with my lure, with my fishing lure. When you cast, I'm like, oh, Chase, you never visit anybody in prison? And then the second you say something, you ever want to put it back in your mouth? You're like, no, Joe, that's weird. Why have you? No.
Call recorder app. I'm going to, where's my phone? Take a picture of that.
What is it?
It's the call recorder app, he says.
Call recorder app. That changes your voice.
Does it? Well,
I thought it did. Isn't that the one that's like robot voice?
Maybe that's like a feature on there.
Or like a celebrity or Vader. Oh, speaking of, James Earl Jones passed away. Yeah.
That's right. I saw that this morning. I'll be honest, I thought he had passed away already, but that is unfortunate.
He's a fan?
Phenomenal.
You're a fan of his?
I am. Yes. Field of Dreams is what comes to mind actually before Star Wars. But what about you? What's your favorite James Earl Jones?
Oh God, there's so many. Coming to America, Field of Dreams, Sandlot, of course, Star Wars. He was in Conan. I don't know if that's before your time. You must have seen the reruns.
Of what?
Conan the Barbarian, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I've seen Conan the Barbarian. Yes,
He was
yes.
the
It's been a
villain.
long time though. I forgot about that.
Lion King, one of the great
Lion King,
American.
but we're diving into voiceover work, so I'm thinking on screen. Field of Dreams is what you connect the face with the voice.
Great
For that
guy.
one.
Everyone said that everyone knew him, loved him. Great family man. Served our country. In Korea, he fought, I believe. And then he's part of what is that? EGOT, it's called. He's got an Academy Award. He's got a Grammy. He's got an Emmy, and he's got a Tony.
Wow.
That's a
I didn't
short
realize all
list.
that.
That's the trifecta. Or what am I saying?
And he was in his ninth. Gen Master B, 93. There we go.
There it is. Gen
Obviously.
Master always for the win. Oh, thank you, Brian.
Sandlot.
Yeah, I'd love it. I'd love it if he came on.
Coming to America. And he did both of those, right? He did the newer one a couple years back.
Ace isn't really. He's not a big baseball fan, but like if you love baseball, I'm with you, Chase. The first movie that comes to me, even before Star Wars, which is sacrilege. It's blasphemy what we're saying to some people. But the first movie that comes to me when I think of James Earl Jones is Field of Dreams.
Yeah, that's
my favorite movie, for the record.
Is it really? Wow. Big Kevin Costner fan. Although I have to admit, I've never seen Yellowstone. Have you watched Yellowstone?
I've never seen Yellowstone. No, my wife is really into Yellowstone, and I think the sequel was 1840. What?
And that's with Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford. I've never seen that. I actually watched one episode of that. I thought I would watch that first. Watched one episode on the airplane, and I have yet to finish it. I actually watched Prey on the plane coming down here. Have you seen that? The Predator prequel?
Yes, on Hulu. I loved it. Loved it.
It's good. It's good. So
before we get to this Biggie, before we get to the super chat, can you go up a little bit, Chase? Somebody asked about an update of Pat Man. You want to take that?
I'll take that. Yes. So I did get an update today. I'm not sure what I'm at liberty to share, but he had a few setbacks, put it that way. He seems to be making some strides forward in a positive direction. But last update prior to this last batch I got, they were saying that actually he did a little live stream, I think. I didn't see it when it was live, but I saw the video. He looked very, very much his old self. And I guess, things kind of went south shortly after that. But he seems to be, heading back to, a better place, I suppose. But I don't want to overshare more than that because, privacy and all that. So, yeah, he's stable and he's getting better.
He's stable. Yep.
We'll leave it at that. So if I can get, a more concrete answer and I'm at liberty to share that, I will certainly do so. But yeah, just know that he's stable and he's doing better than he was a couple days ago. So head in the right direction.
We'll definitely though let Steve and Rob. We'll let people close to him know that people care about him and they're asking about him. Yeah, absolutely,
for sure. And Biggie over here, I know it's not much $5 challenge to not mention her name tonight. We have not yet mentioned it so far, and I am 100% in agreement to try to keep that going. So we got your back, Biggie. And we'll go with...
Hold on, goddammit. Can I see what I'm seeing? Am I seeing what I'm seeing? Am I seeing what I'm seeing? Damn, you looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine. Damn, you looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Biggie. We'll keep that... We'll try to keep that promise alive for you. Oh, and it's 2 comments down, but I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to take the bait. Wow. They're trying to set you up.
He whom we do not speak of.
I don't have any comments. There we go. We could pull this one up. That's about the only one so far.
Yeah. Robert, I would love that. I would love Chase. You know exactly what comment I'm looking at. I would love to
like
get together. Point. What?
I know you were looking at this one too, but typical. How could you not?
I'd love that, Rob. We'll get together. We'll eat some cheesecake, and we'll quote some James Earl Jones lines.
And we'll all get demonetized together. It'll be
Yeah.
a family gathering. Actually, so we did a live stream with Danny the other day, and that one got demonetized as well. I had to go in and fix some stuff, and yeah, it's crazy.
Yes.
They're getting sensitive with this stuff.
I want to thank Danny for having Chase and I guest on his installment for the Cornercade Saturday night into Sunday morning. Thank you.
It was fun. For sure. It was a late one for us though. We were on the East Coast. He's in the middle of the country, so man, we started at what 11:30 at night. I think it was a little after 11:30, and by the end of that, I was dragging. I won't lie.
I think we went live 20 to midnight.
We had a good turnout, so that's good.
It was, yeah. No,
it was
I mean, it's
turnout.
autumn now. Yeah, I feel like most live streams, most shows in general. What's it called? The Nielsen Sweeps Week. I think it's like once you're this point on until February, people watch a lot of TV. They watch a lot of stuff.
That's right. Just got my B-Link Cert 8 fired up. That is awesome. Love B-Link. The Cert 8 is one of the best. And I just reviewed a minis forum that I had right aligned with it. But Cert 8 is definitely one of the best options. But they've consistently put out great stuff. I think the 6 Max, 7 was great as well. And I'm sure we're going to see the 9 in the very near future. Actually, I think I have an email from them. Probably should start opening these up and looking at them closer if I'm supposed to mention this stuff, but never do. But I believe that is on the horizon as well. So something to look forward to for those.
Did I reviewed something from them? That name sounds familiar.
B-Link. They're probably the biggest brand for mini PCs. Now, Minis Forum is kind of right on their tail, but yeah, it's they're both top of the line. I've yet to find something that's subpar from either of those. No problem. Hopefully the review video saved you some time. There we go. That one's from you, Joe.
Let's see. I can do the late Perfect Storm streams because Joe talks quietly. So
he's a very quiet man over there.
Yeah, as he's being facetious. That show, I leave the meds in the drawer.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. How you doing, everybody? I'm good. Joe's good. Hope everybody else is doing well out there.
I wasn't good, but now I'm okay. I'm getting better. The Jet game really bothered me. Really bothered me. But now I'm
wasn't you were hoping for the comeback like the Lions had the other night. They had a hell of a comeback.
You just cut in and out. Can you repeat that, Chase?
I said you were hoping for a comeback like the Lions had the other day, Detroit Lions.
Yes. Yeah. No, I was.
They came back a little bit. It wasn't an embarrassing score. It was looking like it was going to be for a little while.
No, I mean, I thought it was embarrassing. They scored that last touchdown in garbage time. So, they put in their twos and they're in a prevent defense. So, yeah, I mean, it was nice to get 20 points. It made it respectable, but I just wanted them to put up a better showing. I'm desperate. They're desperate, I should say. Me and them are desperate for a week 2 victory. They got to win on Sunday. They got to win. To lose to Tennessee, to start the season 0-2, that'd be big time problems.
Charles, how you doing? What's up, guys? We are good here, kind of remote, so I apologize for the audio today. I'm on the go. I'm down in Georgia till tomorrow. I come back tomorrow, so just kind of on a portable sort of setup today. I got the same camera, but mic is a lot further away. I don't have the podcast mic like Joe's got there. See, I should have broadcasted from Buff's new studio because we just set that up, finished setting it up today, and it's
awesome.
Nice. Yeah. Nice backdrop. Just really.
Oh, you mean the studio in your house?
In his house.
Oh,
gotcha. Put it in his house.
Gotcha.
Yep. Oh, and I did a new full studio space for myself too for that new podcast live stream too. But yeah,
I was actually privy to that, so
you
that was
were,
cool.
you were.
Yeah, that looks great. People are gonna love it.
It's a nice setup for sure. I got actually in the last review video I did, you could see little bits of it behind me. I tried to zoom in so it wasn't that obvious, but you can go back and take a quick peek, but you don't see it lit up or any of the other stuff that's been added in. What's going on, Alfred? I'm seeing we got a little jump here now that we hit 8 o'clock. So originally I was going to be on a limited time tonight because I was supposed to go back and do some more filming tonight. I called Joe last minute and was like, we start at 7:30. We moved it up, but now I was able to get everything done. So I'm here to stay tonight so we can have a normal sort of, so I'm just seeing these names come in. Anybody else notice how this one and this one? Okay, well that was the same, but and this one pop in at the
Came
same
in at the
time?
same time. Isn't that something? They came in at the same time. What's up, Vito?
And Rob's
What's
in the
up,
house.
Rob?
What's going on? I like it. Seeing a lot more. Our numbers definitely jumped up a little bit. That's cool.
The 8 o'clock
So yeah,
hour.
I figured we'd be quiet tonight, and I'm good with quiet. It's nice to catch up with everybody. Jason Gamer Kid 17, what's going on?
If you'll excuse me 1 second, my dog is crying from
problem.
somewhere. Give me one moment.
Yep. Nice. I had a baked potato last night. Went to what's the steakhouse that's kind of all over the place? Longhorn. Went over there for dinner last night. Those are good no matter where you go, I think. It's good. I always say I'm in Atlanta, but I'm actually about 35, 40 minutes north. So I'm in Marietta, Georgia, which last time I was up here, I didn't stay, or down here, I should say. I didn't stay in Marietta. I stayed in Kennesaw. I like Marietta a lot more. I'm staying like right in the downtown area. I can go out and walk, get coffee in the morning. It's nice because we don't start too early. Buff and I are both night owls, so we film later in the day. One thing though, I'm staying right by a train station. It doesn't go during the daytime, but at night, like right now, it's going by. So,
What did I miss?
oh, nice. I said that I stayed in Kennesaw last time I was here, and we've got somebody from Kennesaw right here. Small world.
Retro gaming monitor. Everybody, the retro is a very popular moniker.
It is. We got a few of those.
There's so many people saying hello, sorry everyone, and love back. I know, Rob. Where's your cordiality? Come on now. People are going to stop saying hi. They worship Rob.
What did I say? I said the other day, he's our Don Corleone of the retro community. Because he knows everybody. I was asking him about somebody.
He's the consigliere, correct.
I was watching this new channel and I reached out to Rob and I was like, hey, do you know these people? Of course, he hit me back like before I even put my phone away. And it was like, yeah, I know him really well. In fact, I just went down to visit him like a few months ago. I was like, damn, why didn't I just ask him sooner?
Yeah.
Like when you have Rob, you don't have to do any research. You just
Rob knows kung fu.
That was a lot. And another person from Kennesaw. Nice.
What's up, Burnout? Gail Force. This should I have kissed the ring? Yes. You have to genuflect when you see Rob, and you call him Mr. Retro Rob. Chris Carpenter, what's up, man? Is he?
Are we talking about Chris Coolmod there? Is he?
Chris Coolmod. Let's see. Chris had a gun sale the other day. Yeah, I hope it's Chris Coolmod he's talking about.
I'm assuming.
Chris Capelli he sold his guns out of the garage.
Oh. And Jason, thank you so much for the gifted 5 retro gaming memberships. And I got to figure out how I can see who they go to, but I think because I'm in StreamYard, I can't. I got to be in YouTube for that. But if you guys get a notification, then you're probably in on that. So We're going to go ahead and we'll go with the short. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, as does the community here.
Yeah, the chat's flying now all of a sudden. What happened?
Yes, yeah. Well, we passed that 8 o'clock mark. Everybody's waking up.
Got people coming in
Check his
fast and
channel.
late.
My YouTube feed or algorithm, whatever you want to call it, as a viewer is all over the place because now I'm using I'm looking up a lot more wrestling stuff as I produce the Buff Bagwell content. So like my YouTube's like, what is this guy into? I'm just all over the place with stuff. So I'm seeing less of like the gaming community's posts and videos and all that. So I think I got to start separating the counts and, trying to keep more on target with.
I'll get
what I
my
view.
news on Twitter. Like Twitter is really good at like knowing, okay, he's into this and that type of movie and this video game and wrestling and grunge type of music. They do a really good job of putting out.
I had the Twitter when you added it, and it was just a lot of ass cheeks. I'll be honest with you. So I thought that's what you were into.
Not that we mind, I mean,
No, I mean,
it's good eye candy. But if they give me like news, like that's how I knew about like, in the music world, Smashing Pumpkins' new album or the new Switch 2 or wrestling.
Sure.
There's been not really news on wrestling, but like that's not true. Raw's 2 hours now. I don't know if you heard that.
Raw got shortened.
Chase, I'm over the moon. I did cartwheels when I heard that. You didn't hear that?
I watched Raw this week. It was 3 hours this week.
This was the last week, Chase. It's 3 hours.
Wow.
Starting
I didn't watch
next
all
week,
of it, but I recorded it here, and then I was out to dinner. I came back, so I watched a little bit, went out, came back, and caught the end of it. But that's good. Honestly, 3 hours is too much time to fill, and you want to leave people wanting more, I think. And that with 3 hours, that doesn't happen. So
it was originally an hour. People, I'm sure they remember that.
Yep.
And then it went to 2.
I remember 2, but I do remember when it went to 3 too. I always felt like it was too much for you to leave the audience, want more. So
yeah, Brian, 2 hours. So it was 3, and now it was 3 forever. I mean, when it was 3, went to 3 hours. Jesus, in the 90s, was it 99? It might have been 2001, 2002.
Yeah, it was later. It was
somewhere between 99 and 20, and when they bought everyone, ECW and WCW, and it's been 3 hours.
Yeah, I want to say like 2000, 2001, just as a guess, somewhere around then, because was Nitro 3 hours? No, it was 2 hours.
No, Nitro, Chase, Nitro, you're right. Nitro was 3 hours. That was the thing. They kept one-upping each other. 1 hour, then Nitro went to 2 hours, and then Raw met them at 2.
They originally were just 1 hour. Then I think they went to 2. Then they went to 3.
Then they went to 2, right? And then they had the advantage. Then Raw said, "No, we'll go to 2." And then Nitro said, "Well, we're live every week." And then Raw said, "Okay, we'll go live every week." And then Nitro said, "Okay, we're gonna have a show on Thursday, Thunder." And then WWE said, "All right, we'll have a show on Thursday, SmackDown." And then Nitro said, "All right, we're gonna make ours 3 hours." And then it became this thing where they were it was what a time to be alive as a mark. And
the Thunder was always live. SmackDown wasn't always live.
No, correct. So,
yeah. So I remember and that's jumped around to I feel like almost every day of the week. I remember when it was Tuesdays, then Thursdays, now Fridays. It's been all over the place.
Right.
Yeah, well, I feel like we'll never get that back. We had it briefly, I think, with AEW, or at least there was like a feeling that it would come back, but it wasn't the same.
It won't be. No, I mean, they're trying to. Wow, did you see this? What just came in? What a
Retro Cat. So we mentioned this before.
Give him a long one.
Retro Cat Gaming. He's essentially our sponsor and guest next week on Tuesday. He's bringing in the X Pro 2s for us. We're going to do some more giveaways. We're super excited for that. So that's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern next Tuesday. What's the date for next Tuesday? I don't have my calendar available.
I'm looking right now. Give me a second.
Yeah, let me know the date.
Next Tuesday, this Tuesday rather, is September 17th.
17th. Excellent. That's right. So 17th and 19th. Mark your calendars. 8 p.m. I need you guys here. So really appreciate that, Retro Cat Gaming. He's going to actually jump on with us, and that we're really looking forward to that. So let me find my videos.
Hold on, goddammit. Can I see what I'm seeing? Am I seeing what I'm seeing? Am I seeing what I'm seeing? Damn, you looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine. Damn, you looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine.
Love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support as
Again,
always. And I know that Joe is actually, I don't think when he was on last, you weren't on with me. So it'll be nice for you guys to chat with each other. Retro Cat Gaming, awesome knowledge of everything retro. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm really looking forward to having my mic back. I feel off tonight, not having that podcast mic in front of me. So that's what I'm looking forward to too. And I can't hear myself. That's the crazy part. So with this, I'm using pretty much the same setup more or less, but I don't hear myself. So I'm relying. If you guys can't hear me, let me know. So I just feel like I'm like talking to nobody.
When you fly back, Chase?
Tomorrow, flight's at 2:30, something like that. It's nice though. It's a quick flight. I'm home. You know, like it's a 2-hour flight is what they say. It's actually a little bit less. So if you don't have any issues on the runway, smooth sailing.
Yeah.
So, and you're not big on flying, Joe. You take the train.
I don't fly anymore. No,
Don't
I
fly.
guess it's called PTSD, psychologically association. I had a very bad experience. What's funny is I flew all over the country, everywhere, for 7 years with my job, and then I had a bad experience, and that's it. I take the train now. Thankfully, though, you can get anywhere with the train, almost anywhere domestically.
Just takes time.
And it's funny because and people think you're weird. That they're right as I said that corny Puddle. Thank you, Puddle. Right as I said, you feel so alone and weird. Somebody came out and said, "No, I'm like you." Good. See, that's nice serendipity. Now I do boats. Corny.
Even after, so you just did a boat, but you drove right through a hurricane on that boat. So you're still doing boats?
Yeah, that was God's way of. That was his little humor poke at me. Yeah, we went through Hurricane Debbie, which was it was unbelievable. Like they had no choice. They delayed it like 4 times, and then the captain came on and said, "Look, we're strap in, basically." Yeah. So
right. It was funny. You were texting me, and your texts were coming in kind of sporadic because I imagined your service wasn't good. But one of the texts coming in was the scene.
The Signed Adventure. Which one?
But no, and also you sent me one from Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, right? I said the Poseidon Adventure. I kept sending clips to my friends. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Titanic, and any type of boat. Yeah. So I don't know which one I sent you.
You sent me Wolf of Wall Street. I remember that one clearly. Yes. The loots.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, no, but it was fun, and I highly recommend it. I highly suggest it. Those that haven't done a cruise, that was my first one. I'm 44. I'd never been on a cruise before, and it was shout out to Royal Caribbean. I can't speak for Holland.
I've heard good things about them. Yeah, I did a Carnival cruise a long time ago, probably well over 10 years ago now. It was decent, but I went to Bahamas out of Miami. It was like a 2-day thing. So I feel like you could deal with anything in 2 days, but it wasn't a bad experience. I've heard horror stories about it, but I didn't have a bad experience.
I don't
understand the
PTSD.
Either.
I'm sorry?
I can understand the PTSD of that, flying and all that though.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Spirit. We were on the news. It was an emergency landing, a lot of drops. So yeah, it was just
Spirit. Well, okay, so Spirit, I can relate to that because I flew Spirit once. That's
was it bumpy? Experience.
I remember looking over at. I was in Vegas with a buddy of mine. We took a red eye that was Spirit back to the East Coast, and it was the takeoff was the worst part because in Vegas you don't have like much to break up, like wind and stuff like that. You're in the desert. So I remember the plane just like taking off like this, and then it was immediately up and down. And we looked over at each other because we weren't sitting side by side, and we're just like,
This is it. It was
this,
that bad.
This might be it. So
Wow.
I
Okay.
can relate. Yeah.
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 Yeah. All
There
right,
you go. That's
Bruno.
where it got its name. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some people
But
here that are with me. Okay.
yeah, I mean, I can understand the PTSD. I don't eat salmon because I have PTSD with salmon, and yeah, I can relate.
Got a question over here. You see it. Just flew.
Here, I don't see. Where's their question?
That's it.
Okay. Always a pleasure hearing you guys. Question for Chase and Joe. Who do you guys consider the best tag teams ever on WWE, WCW, and who's the best wrestler who won the title? The title being tag titles or just title in general?
This is so easy for me. This is one of the questions where I don't have to really rack my brain. And I'm even going to throw ECW in there because you forgot about ECW, Julio. Chase, you go.
Oh, you go. You got it. You already
Unless
got an answer.
You want me to go and stall for you. All right.
You stall for me.
All right. ECW, the answer is the Dudleys. Not even close. WCW, the answer is the Road Warriors, also known, if you're a Titan follower, as Legion of Doom. Not even close. And WWE, I'm going to get flamed for this because they're going to say, what about the Rockers? What about the Hart Foundation? What about the Hardys, etc.? I think you can guess what I'm going to say for WWE, WWF.
I'm not sure I do. There's so many good.
It was my birthday present. Come on, Chase.
Oh. Okay, so I'm going to disagree with you, but okay. All right. I know who it is. You say it. I know who it is.
Demolition.
I'll disagree with Demolition, though.
I only put a gun to your head when you were inches to meeting them and saying, Chase, if I'm asleep, if I'm in the bathroom, FaceTime me.
I didn't go on the trip though. I was trying to get that signed for you too, but I didn't end up going. I felt bad about that.
Oh, is that right? Oh man, yeah. I didn't know that. You didn't have to do that.
No. That was the plan, but didn't end up going down to that was North Carolina that time. Yeah, that was when everything with Buff was like greenlit, and I went down here instead. That's where I am right now. But yeah, Demolition. See, I missed Demolition though. So that was before I was even born that they were at their height. I mean, I obviously know who they are, but I don't have that same connection to them like you have. So, but Dudley Boys is huge, and they're underrated for sure. So I can see that one.
Well, the question's for both of us. So that's your choice for ECW?
For ECW, but he didn't ask ECW. But if we're going to force ECW into the discussion, then yes, okay. Dudley Boys for sure. Tag team beyond that. Oh man, it's so tough because there's so many great ones.
The comments are like they're all on my side. This is great. I'm so happy.
Road Warriors for WCW. So I guess was that your pick or was that
so far it looks like WWE is the only one we're going to differ on.
I also love the Nasty Boys, though I can't say they're the best because technically they are not the best, but they're awesome. I love the Nasty Boys.
The Hardys was your generation, right?
That's my WWF, yeah, WWE, WWF, the Hardy Boys. For them in 99 through 2003, whatever that was. Yeah, Hardy Boys for that one.
Do you remember Michael Hayes?
Yes.
I'm having deja vu, Chase. I think I had this conversation with you. Do you remember Michael Hayes and Hardy Boys?
With the Hardy Boys, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yep. Matter of fact, I think that would have been 99, if I'm not mistaken.
Very good. He was their manager in 1999.
Yes. That was right when Lita came in, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Somewhere in that time period. She came in right after. Something like that.
Yeah, they took him out. I think years later, Rossi said that it was he didn't represent that type of younger millennial, edgier. He wasn't appealing to that. He was appealing to fans like me because Michael Hayes was cool. He was Freebird, but like for the younger fans, they were like, "Who is this old guy?" he's not edgy at all. And then they substituted him with Lita, who's completely edgy, completely,
She fit in with Extreme.
Oh yeah, here came this.
But they also dumbed down Michael Hayes so much for that too. Like if you see Michael Hayes going to the grocery store, I mean, he's lit up. He's all wearing all types of colors. They had him the most subdued version of him, I think, when he was with the Hardys.
You know what, Chase? That's a great point. Yeah.
So
he
they dumbed him
wrestled
down
too.
and then
People don't know
complained.
that. He wasn't their manager. He was their manager, but he wrestled a couple
He
matches.
wrestled, yeah. Yep. And we have another part to that question too.
Okay.
Who is the best wrestler who never won the title?
I'm sorry, say it again.
I'm going
What do you say?
the best wrestler to never win a title.
Oh, again, this is easy. Go ahead, you go.
Well, I am going to keep my job here in Atlanta, and I'm going to go Buff Bagwell. Never won a.
Wait a minute.
world-
Oh, time out. A title or the world title?
I'm saying a title for me is the world title. He won more tag titles than most people, but
the
never
title.
won
The title. Okay,
right.
so it is the world.
That's how I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it as world title. You know, the big belt.
Right.
So I'm gonna go Buff Bagwell because I think he should have had at least, if not the world championship, TV title, whatever. He never had anything but tag, and I think that's wrong. So give me yours.
Now
And Scott Hall. Weird. Scott Hall never had a WCW title either, I don't think.
Yeah. No, again, so let me preface this because I talked to him, not as much as you, but I speak to him too. So no disrespect, Buff. You know how I feel about you. You walk on water. But yeah, I got to go with Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. That was a guy. How he never won a world title, Chase. It's beyond me. You could also say Rick Rude.
He had Intercontinental, right?
Yeah, well, that's why I said I wanted the indifferentiation. Does he mean a title or the title? Because if it's just any championship, the answer is Jake Roberts. Never won anything, nothing. But if it's the world title, I have to go with Hennig.
Sting and Dingo Warrior.
Yes.
Now those guys should not have won a tag title, in my opinion. They were, and Joe might want to swing on me for that. It's not a slight to Sting, but that version was rough around the edges.
Yeah, I'll be Sting for a 10th time next month, so I'm looking forward to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
For me, it's Mr. Perfect from Julio. Love that. $1 Million Man. He had his own belt, so
he won the belt. That's not true, Alfred. He won the belt. Andre beat Hulk Hogan with the referee that had the plastic surgery and donated the belt. So he had it, albeit briefly, but he was a world champion, Ted DiBiase.
I think you were set up with that one. See what you knew. All right, and I saw Ravishing. So obviously we're taking a spin on this one, but Ravishing Rick Rude.
Well, this person's not wrong because Rick was an announcer for Richard, and the short name for Richard is Dick. So that is not. So YouTube shouldn't be mad. So technically, he's not wrong.
There you go.
But he's wrong in the sense that Rick Rude won the world title in WCW.
He did. And I love his WCW run. Him and Ric Flair, Halloween Havoc, one of my all-time favorites.
I'm so happy they brought Halloween Havoc back. That drove me crazy when they bought them and they owned the catalog. And here they resurrect, Great American Bash and Starrcade and all these other cool things. War games for NXT.
Halloween Havoc. You know my thoughts on that. Best one's Halloween Havoc. Yeah, they don't have a lot of the pay-per-views though. They're limited with. They have like a revolving door of some of the lesser known pay-per-views for WCW. And they also block you from screen grabbing any of those, just for those that didn't know that. It's my recent headache was trying to find just screenshots, just to be able to like screen grab something. Gets blocked out now, 100%. It's tough.
Yes, Mark Stevenson. He was incredible. One of my favorites. When I got married, I always say, I'm going to mush on my brother here. He's the perfect brother, I would say. And my brother was my best man. So when he went to go make his speech, the theme song that he comes out to is Mr. Perfect's theme song. This is my wedding. That's a true story. Man. I'll send you a video.
It's classic. So, what games is everybody playing? Let's bring it back to some gaming stuff here tonight. Yeah, a little lull. Jumped in there. What games is everybody playing?
You're right. We touched on Switch and PS5 Pro, but let's get back to it. I agree with Chase.
Rob, you do need a theme song, and I tried to click on you, Rob, but Mark jumped in there, so we got to give Mark his time as well. Once bumped into both Kurt Hennig and Biden.
What does he mean, Rob? I need a theme song for what? What is he doing? When he enters a room? What are you, Data? Like from the Goonies?
See, I'm playing Warhammer School Space Marines, the first one, to then continue with the second. I am not familiar with that one. You, Joe?
No, I'm reading it as you're reading it.
Dragon Warrior, that is a good one, though. I am familiar with that one.
Yes, Dragon Warrior is great.
And Rob, with the shameless plug, I love it.
Oh, that was to answer me. What theme song you'll see when I'm playing in the video? Oh, I see. Okay, he's answering.
I think it's in reference to what he's playing.
Oh,
it could go either way.
Yes,
I like that though. That's awesome. Is it a 360 game? Because I'm a 360 guy. That's what got me into Rob stuff.
You got really into that, Chase, for months on end. Are you still riding that wave, or what's
but I'm on the same damn game, so I'm playing like 5 minutes at a time.
You're on the same game. We got to take you to the zoo. Well, never mind. What do you mean you're on the same game? It's been months.
Well, to be fair, I'm playing.
You go like this, or you go turn it on. This is just for us now. This is just for chasing us. Chasing me. Nobody else knows.
Ooh, hold on. Call of the Wild, phenomenal game. And I was shocked that I'm even a fan of that because I'm not like a hunting guy, but there's something about that game. It's like those simulator games. It's phenomenal. Definitely check that one out. And it's cheap too, because it's not, you can do updates and stuff like that, but it's been out for a number of years. Awesome game though. I've got that on my Xbox.
Those are great finds. There's not any more garage sales or any place where you can find, or you go to, I was going to say the soup kitchen. What is home? What's it called? What is that? I'm being serious. What is it called?
Goodwill.
You go to Goodwill and you find,
find some
pearls.
good stuff. But so the trick though is you go online and you look up Goodwill nearest to you, and you can find what they're holding in the back, because they hold the best stuff in the back. They don't put it out on the floor. So you get it online and you can pick it up in location, save on shipping and all that. But they save. I have found some good stuffs at that location too on the floor, but it's hard to find good stuff the majority of the time.
All right, I'll do that. There's one near me. I'll do that.
I've got like one 5 minutes in one direction, one 10 minutes in another. Both of them suck. The really good one is like 30 minutes out for me. But like every time I go there, I find something good. So you just got to find the right one. Nice. It's a 360 video. I'm in. Yeah, I got a bunch of games from his videos. I watched, he had like a top 10 360 game. And I was expecting it to be like your typical, popular titles. And it was like mostly, I think it was almost all of them, in fact, were like lesser known titles. So I love that. I ended up buying I think I have like 9 of his top 10. So it's a great way to, find new things all these years later too.
Chase, Endgame is looking forward to your new studio. You got people excited for this.
Nice. It's pretty sweet. I'll be honest. I'm really excited about it myself. So it's a clean setup, but very different than what I have currently for this channel.
And let everybody know again,
the arcade went up.
When's the live?
September 19th, and I'm
You
going to
remember
find
the
the link
hook
for
when
you guys.
WWE launched the network? $9.99. That's what this is. I'm
Yes.
sorry I cut you off. When is it?
September 19th. I'm gonna get the link for you guys too. So, but I want to ask Joe a question. So, Joe, can you tell me the story that I woke up to this morning via text? Was it this morning? I think it was today. You
It
texted Rob
was.
and I. Okay, so you went out looking for a pinball machine today. Is that
I'm not
correct?
out. I bought. I didn't buy it, but I told somebody that I'll be there. I drove to Nutley, and usually when I purchase things on the Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, they're outside, and by that I mean they're in a garage, they're on the lawn, they're
Right.
on in the driveway.
Sure.
This gentleman invited me in.
And he was a
Yeah.
normal fellow, or not so much?
No, not normal at all. Not normal at all. And it was tough because, like, obviously, I want this thing. My shed's 2 weeks from completion. I'm gonna add stuff to it. My dishwasher's
Sure.
beeping. I'm sorry.
All good.
But I went in, and it was the house wasn't very well kept. I'm trying to be nice. And his face, he looked like he was on something. I was
It
texting
was falling
Chase.
off.
Like when Hannibal when he put the cop's face after he bit it off and peeled it off. Yeah. And
One
then
of
I
those.
went, and the thing didn't work, which was also now a contest, because now it's like, you didn't explain this to me in the messaging. I have the messaging. I'll send it to you. I clearly asked, it works, right? And he just thought works means light up. So it lit up, but that doesn't mean it works. The flippers it just didn't work. The score didn't work. Nothing worked. So then I had to tell him, like, look, I'm sorry. I'm not spending $600 on this. And then you feel, like he's obviously perturbed about this. He needed this money for his next library book. And how do I get out of here alive? Because the place was
You're
not.
with us tonight.
I'm sorry.
You made it. You're with us tonight. So
Yeah. Grazie Dio. Thank God I'm alive. Thank God I made it out. Never again. I'm never doing that again. Ever.
You've never had this experience before where you feared for your life?
Of course. I feared for my life. Yeah.
Well, okay. In this capacity,
I nearly
where you're out
drowned.
looking for
No,
where you're
nothing. No,
looking for
nothing
an
like
item.
nothing like that. No, to answer your question, nothing like that.
Okay.
No. My
Sure.
safety, yeah. No, this was a first. Because, like I said, Chase, usually these people
Rob.
and my friends, Pete, I called him and he was like, yeah, so you met your first meth head, yeah,
Yep.
I did. I mean, I completely did. This person was younger than me, but there was teeth missing, and there was obviously something going on there. And the place was, like I said, very disheveled. And, I have to say, no, I'm sorry that, what do you mean? No, no, it doesn't work. It does work. Where does it work? The flippers don't work. The scoreboard doesn't work. It lights up. And I said,
There's your answer.
yeah, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant at all. I'm going to have to say
Right.
no. And he just went, oh, man. And I said, yeah, I'm sorry if I
You
wasted.
blocked the door.
Yeah. I'm like walking as I'm talking, like, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, and I'm like doing that, like that kind of thing. Yes, Gem Master. I live in North Jersey. Yeah, Kale. Yeah. Everyone seems to know this except me. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, usually I don't think I've gone in. So I got my.
This has never happened to you? Yeah.
I've never had that experience. Usually, like I got my arcade one up that I made into the WrestleMania one through, I think it was Facebook Marketplace, but the guy had it, in his garage, and he brought it outside when I pulled up, and it was still in the box, so it wasn't like he had to inspect it or anything like that. So, but yeah, I guess if you're looking to test out if something functions, you got to have power and all that. So I guess you got to go inside.
Normally, that's every time that happens to me, Chase. 10 out of 10. And Craigslist, I'm not really big on.
No, but
Facebook,
I mean,
I get some. Yep.
no, but Craigslist, I mean, I remember when Craigslist first started, I met people for like concert tickets. You didn't think twice about anything back then, but I don't know. I feel like now it's a little different than it was 15, 16, 17 years ago.
And as far as video game regalia, paraphernalia, I mean, I've got my bubble hockey for Facebook Marketplace, 2 arcade 1-ups, the slot machine, the vending machine. So obviously, like, I had a lot of success with it. Not so much Craigslist. There's a third. You actually told me about this. Level Up, 1-Up. Offer Up.
Yep. Yeah, it's essentially the same deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I don't use it much, but yeah, I feel like at least with Facebook Marketplace, who's selling it because they have a Facebook page. You can kind of, creep through their stuff and make sure that they're somewhat sane. So you didn't have that experience that the man had his face in his Facebook photo.
No. If that should have clued me off. It was not his face. It was a car. It was a Charger. And yeah, I should have done a better job vetting. We need work with that, you and I, when it comes to certain things.
Very true.
Folks.
Very true.
Yeah, but no, I could have and should have known that was the clue, and that's good, Jed.
That would be good if it wasn't a full-scale pinball machine. It was a nice pinball machine, though. Or at least I know the table. I'm familiar with the table.
Yeah.
That you were looking at.
And this is why, and this is, I'm veering off track here, but if you're a real pinball fan and aficionado, like I am, aficionado is a strong word. A big fan.
Yeah.
I'm not an aficionado, but I'm a very big pinball fan. The V-Pin, I mean, last month, or maybe it was 2 months ago, me and Chase were talking. It was like 1 a.m. and I'm rifling off. I mean, obscure shit. Obscure stuff too. And you had it. You were you each one you had.
Yeah.
He was taking pictures like, yeah.
It's not the same though, and I'll be the first to admit that you don't have that same mechanical feel. There are some that have like the vibrations of like the ball hitting the bumpers and all that. And you kind of get that from the audio that comes through because I've got subwoofers in there and all that, but it's still not the same. Like I was just at a bar down the street here. I went for dinner the other night.
It was amazing.
And they had an arcade. Not many cabinets. There's like Simpsons, Street Fighter, Big Buck Hunter, Pro, and then they had probably 20 different pinball tables. So I went down the line. I played a good amount of them. There's something about that mechanical feel to it that you just can't replace that. But at the same time, it's a trade-off because you have one table in front of you and you're stuck with that one table, so you can't get those other experiences. And mechanical pinball machines are not cheap, so it's a tough trade-off.
And they're so tough to find too. Like when you get a good collection of them, I feel like even in retro arcades, they're just fewer and fewer. They dedicate.
I'm highlighting it because it's a valid statement, not in the context that she's using it. But...
Yeah, no, I mean, like the normal ones. I went to, back in the day, Fun Time Junction, Electric Circuit. My God, I mean, they used to dedicate the perimeter of the room. The whole perimeter of the room was pinball machines. And then the middle and the islands were actually, they would do like 3 or 4 rows of the islands for the cabinets. But now you don't even Retro World, when you were there, how many, there was 5 or 6 pinball machines, if that.
They were good ones.
They weren't good and they weren't right. So like, that's why I'm a hawk when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
And just it didn't work out.
No, they weren't. I don't even remember. I don't even remember there being one like mainstream pinball table there. They were just obscure ones, older obscure ones. Yeah, that was kind of a miss. I didn't have an issue so much with their cabinet selection, although there were some that didn't have. We played NFL Blitz, half the buttons. We went down the line because how many buttons didn't work on the control deck.
Yeah. My favorite, to answer your question, they just went past. My favorite pinball is the Flying Aces, 1978, which I have. And the sounds are very reminiscent of my childhood.
Mark, that is a good value on that one for sure. Where's the question there? Oh, your favorite pinball game from Bill.
Flying Aces, 1978. Yeah.
I didn't know that one, but I looked it up when you told me about it in the past, and you have that. You have that one.
I have that, yeah. And it's the sounds of it are just as important for me. Chase knows how I feel about music. Bob Rock, his producer Metallica, used to say every sound, not just musical instrument, every sound invokes an emotion. And the sounds of that machine, they bring me right back. I'm 8 years old again, so that's my favorite one.
That's a big part of it. My favorite ones are ones that I grew up playing in the arcade. Adam's Family comes to mind. Played that probably the most in the arcade. And for Robert, this is Joe right here. Joe's with us every Tuesday, except for today. Today's Wednesday. But what else we have?
Wait. Who's asking about this? People are asking who I am. They're looking for me. There's other circles that are out to get me. My name is Phil. Gen Master, great question. Gottlieb is great. They're great, but Williams, for me, Williams in the 80s and the early 90s at the time was the king of pinball.
But I think Gottlieb is more 70s. At least the tables that I connect with are 70s tables. That's what you were looking at today? Was it a 70s table?
Of course. And at the time, like, when you go to an arcade, like you had leftovers and they were the leftovers. Like, people would say, how did you play 70s tables, Joe? You weren't born in the 70s. You were born in 80. That's correct. But they still were there in the 80s. In the 80s arcades, those pinball tables from the 70s were even there. And even into the early 90s, those tables were so good.
Sure. So I'm going to be next Thursday. Well, I'll be here Tuesday. And then Thursday, the 19th, will be live for the new studio with Buff. So that'll be good. Definitely looking forward to that. Sorry, I'm going to cut out for a second.
You okay? What happened?
Sorry, my audio is cutting out on my end. Then we want to see back over pinball table. Yes, I don't think that would be ideal, would it?
That's the only one that Ace wants. He wants one pinball table, Sopranos.
Ooh, I have that on my thing, but it's not. I'll be honest, that one for V-Pin is not great. Just like the picture quality is not great on that one.
And how many do you have on that V-Pin? How many tables?
906.
Oh my God. I mean,
it's insane.
I'd have to take a week off. Yeah, I just go through all of them.
You'd have to take a month off. Yeah. I still haven't played everything on there. Even like there's probably like 20 Star Wars tables, and a lot of them are like the new upgraded ones. Love those. They're a blast. It's like the 3D. I forget the studio that put those together, but you can emulate all of those as well through like Hyperspin and stuff like that. So yeah, you can get a lot of good stuff going. Israel, thank you so much for hopping in with us today. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Izzy.
And next week, guys, we have a giveaway on Tuesday. So Tuesday, we're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways with the X Pro 2s, which I've given away in the past. Really looking forward to that. So 8 p.m. next Tuesday, and then 8 p.m. next Thursday is my first live stream with Buff. I'll have the new studio behind me or around me. That'll be fun. And we're also going to, I mentioned this earlier for those that are new in here, from when we started a little bit earlier tonight. Joe Exotic is going to be, I think, our first guest, as crazy as that is. So,
And we're going back to our regular schedule next week. So,
yep, for sure. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think it'll be a blast.
yeah, Retro Underground. Chase is still playing his first table, Joe. Time Pilot. No, I don't. I don't remember
Name
that.
of the emulation guy, please. What is this in relation to?
Yeah. What is, like all of a sudden people are asking about us. What is this, Chase?
Somebody putting a hit out? What are we talking about here? Name of the emulation guy, please. Is that me? Am I the emulation? Who's the
Yes,
emulation
you
guy?
wanted my name. So for
Oh,
reference for everybody, Chase and I pissed off the culinary community last week, and now they are out to get us. So yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Again, I'm Phil, and that's Lefty.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Who did we piss off? I didn't even get the full story on who we angered last week. But we pissed some people off. I don't understand.
Here we go. Here we go. The gentleman on the right told me.
Oh. No, this is earlier tonight. We're being paranoid, sorry. No, you told him that you'd give him a name of somebody earlier in this stream. That's what that is.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, but I don't know if YouTube will. I don't want to say it over.
Yeah, he'll hit you up on
I'll
the
message
comment or
him and
something.
tell him. Yeah, I'll message you after.
Yeah,
He put 1,000.
we were being.
Yeah.
Stop talking about cheese.
That's right. Yes. Brian Whitney, the views expressed on this channel are of Jason and Joe only. Yeah. Yep.
What do we have here? The best heroin addicted band ever. Who is that?
Oh,
It took a turn today in the live chat, guys.
it got dark. I mean, you didn't have to hit the gas like that, Jen. Jesus.
Oh,
I guess Skid Row. I'll go. Is that a question?
Skid Row. They're all still alive.
Yeah, Sebastian, wasn't he on I thought he did the needle.
I'm not sure.
All right, then Aerosmith. I'm sure of them.
For heroin? Is that what you said? What was
Yeah,
it?
he
Was it heroin?
Steve
I feel like
Tyler.
Nirvana is probably the best one because we know how that ended. Or I'm going to say Lane Stanley with Alice in Chains. That's probably
Chase. I stand corrected. Thank you. Well done, sir.
Lane Stanley, right?
Yeah, Alice.
in Chains.
Yeah, well done. Well done. They're one of my favorites.
What else?
I never asked you. What I know you're a big music guy. What's your favorite type of music? What's your favorite genre?
It's tough. I'm all over the place. So if I had to say like favorite bands, I love Dave Matthews Band. But that's not like my typical type of music. That's just I love Dave Matthews Band. But Motley Crue, grew up listening to a lot of Motley Crue, huge fan. Not so much now, unfortunately. I just don't like what they're doing live. But Jane's Addiction, that's a good one. I saw them live once. Good band. I like their lesser known stuff, but I'm trying to think. Rolling Stones always will be in my top 5. I don't know. I mean, rock music. Although lately I'm all over the place with what I listen to. I've been listening to like more modern music, I suppose, lately. Like lately, the last couple of weeks, but I'm all over the place. Daft Punk. Leonard Skinner. That's a good one for heroin bands. That seems probably accurate.
Daft Punk. They did. Were they the ones that did Tron? Kale. Was that? Am I thinking of them? Or is that? I thought they did the Tron sequel. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Tron Legacy. Okay, thank you, B-Rad. Yeah,
Yes,
the sequel.
there we go.
Yeah.
And they got a new Tron movie coming out.
Yeah, 2026. I'm a huge fan, so I can't wait. Disney owns they own my childhood. They own Aliens now, for crying out loud. They own
Yes,
Tron,
yes.
Star Wars, Marvel, Muppets, Indiana Jones.
And Tron is
Avatar.
Jared Leto's the star of that one, I think.
I'm
Of the
sorry?
new one. Jared Leto's going to be the star of this new Tron.
He's in it. Yeah, I don't know the star.
in it?
I mean, yeah, probably.
He wasn't in the last one. For some reason, I get him confused in Tron now as him in Blade Runner. I don't know why, but I'm confusing the two movies now.
Yeah, that's
because of
Ryan.
him.
That's what's his name? That Ryan Reynolds.
Gosling.
Thank you, Chase.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's good too.
yeah. Mark, new Alien. I didn't see Romulus. The reviews are
I didn't either.
incredible.
It's because Joe's just going out for Wolverine and Deadpool these days.
Chase is saying that just for context. I saw it 4 times, so he breaks my chops on it.
Did you see Beetlejuice yet?
I wanted to go this past
I was
weekend.
thinking about going last night,
Yeah.
and then I figure
Same.
I'm down here to be responsible. I should probably do what I'm here to do, but yeah, I thought about going to the theater late last night.
Yeah.
It's good. That's good. Because I don't know. I feel like Aliens are hit or miss. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Although the last couple have been good. How was it, Rob? I heard that it was actually really good.
Yeah, I want to go this past weekend. My wife said, why don't we wait till, closer to Halloween to get in the spirit of it. So I'm like, all
Well, I'm
right.
sure they'll leave it out now for a while because of that. That makes sense. Yeah. Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue was a huge heroin user. Yes, he did. I read his The Heroin Diaries. It's a good album and book. I met Nikki Sixx in Philadelphia one time.
Wait, explain this to me. What is the Heroin Diaries?
It's basically his Nikki Sixx is the bass player writer for Motley Crue, and I think it follows. I think it's either 1986 or 1989. He basically found his diaries from that year and published them, and it just documents like his day to day in the depths of heroin addiction, shooting up under the Christmas tree on Christmas morning, just
my
like
God.
all the insanity. But in this year, he overdoses, dies for I think like 2 minutes, and they revive him, and he comes to it, checks out of the hospital, goes home, reshoots up again. So it's just like this crazy wild ride that you go on reading. It's like it was one of the few books that I literally just could not get enough of because I have no exposure to this. I've never done drugs, never knew anybody at that point that had done drugs. So it's just very compelling.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne, please. Ozzy did everything.
Yeah. I keep trying to click on Rob's comment here, but you guys are rolling the chat. I could have waited for it on video. All right, so that's not a ringing endorsement then for Beetlejuice. See, I adjust my expectations when it's been this far removed from, the original. And the original came out, I think, before I was born. So I did see the running time. It's very long. It's like 2:20, I think.
For
2 hours and 20
Beetlejuice?
minutes. 2 hours and 20 minutes or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That for a Beetlejuice movie, that's nuts.
That's why I decided not to go last night because I was like, I'm going to get back here way after midnight. Not going to get anything edited. So I was shocked. I thought that's an hour and a half movie. I think the first one barely cracks an hour and a half.
And that's where it belongs. It belongs right at that mark.
Right.
It doesn't even, it's just a goofy, fun comedy.
Right. It's not Saving Private Ryan. I mean, it's
right.
It's not a historical film. It is.
You saw it?
Yeah. So
yeah.
It's older than me. A little bit.
Fun fact, Beetlejuice is in the movie the exact amount of time as the first movie, 17 minutes. Wait, what is he saying? Say that again. Let me read that again. Fun fact, Beetlejuice is in the movie the exact amount of time as the... Oh, I say. Yeah, the character. I understand.
He wasn't, because he's got a relatively small bit of screen time. It was mostly Baldwin, Davis, and what's her name?
They didn't bring them back this one, I heard. That's
No,
disappointing.
but why am I blanking on her name?
Gina Davis?
No.
Winona
The
Ryder?
Winona Ryder. Yeah, she's in it.
Yeah, she's in it. Kathleen O'Hara's in it, who's brilliant. I mean,
Yes.
how far back you go with her? Did you ever see
Home Alone. I mean, it's the first thing I remember her from. That and Beetlejuice.
CTV? Yeah, they had what's called Second City. You heard about that? That was Canada's version of SNL. And
Yeah, that's where Farley was out there.
Candy. Yeah, I mean,
Candy.
you could make an
Belushi.
argument. Yeah, Chase, you could make an argument that Second City, it was definitely as fun as SNL. Yeah, Rob. Look how old we are, Rob. SCTV, right? Yeah, it was just
Luminous. I agree. Slash is amazing.
Eugene Levy. Yeah, she was involved with Eugene Levy. Correct. What's your favorite Eugene Levy movie? I'll ask Rob and Chase.
Well, I'm going to go first. I mean, my generation is American Pie, so American Pie movies, even though he's not, the main character by any means, but
Yeah.
good. I'm not alone.
No, you're going to be in the majority on this, Chase. Running away with.
Ooh, bringing down the house. That takes me back. Vacation. Victor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Victor. Again, same time. We'll be back to our normal schedule next week.
Yes.
Rob, I'm so upset.
Time.
I'm so upset, Rob, that you beat me to it. I'm mad now. I was going to say Splash, and Rob, he jumped me. He was Dr. Kornbluth. Hysterical.
And that's Tom Hanks, right? Splash.
Chase, Hanks, Levy.
What's the girl's name?
Candy.
And what's the blonde girl's name?
Daryl Hannah. She's great, but there's not. I mean, she's eye candy. She doesn't speak for half of it.
Wow.
Yes. But you imagine that Eugene Levy, Candy, and Hanks, and this is vintage '80s Hanks. Chase is hysterical. The first 20 minutes, I'm in stitches.
See, Daryl Hannah is popular with everybody here. Did you ever see her in? Well, of course, Grumpy Old Man. That's classic. But The Pope of Greenwich Village.
Yes,
it's a good one.
I thought she was really, really shined of her movies in Kill Bill. That's where she really she really had a great role, action, speaking lines, character, everything.
Yes.
Sniper Wolf. Never saw that movie.
Luminous. Look again. Don't celebrate just yet. Perverted comment incoming.
Funny story about candy strips. I didn't know when it dries down. Yeah,
give him a minute. He's switching accounts. There you go. Grabbed the wrong phone. He was like, damn it, hold on.
Oh, God.
There you go, Jason. On point.
Candy ended up getting in a joint hotel room and filled the bathtub with beer. Yeah. Yeah, he was a huge drinker back then. That scene where they're trying to get her from the observation from security, and they pretend to be Swedish doctors. He's drunk, and they're all drunk. He got Eugene Levy drunk. He got Tom Hanks drunk. And the take where he's speaking Swedish, "Hey, Rory, I come to Tom Spain." They had to do that scene like 20 times because everybody was breaking. And they were like they were frustrated. Who's the director was man? He did Apollo. He was in Happy Days. What's his name? I love him.
Biggie, I don't think I mentioned it. I don't think I mentioned it. I brought it up, but everybody's trying to set us up tonight.
Yes, Rob, he was hungover for the racquetball scene too, right? Yes, of course, Jen.
That's the best one. Hands down.
Easily the best. Easily. Far and away. Head and shoulders.
It's funny. Joe has a photo of John Candy in his house that he gets people to believe are part of the family. Oh.
So I have a digital picture frame, and I deliberately put in scenes from obscure movies and tell relatives and friends that they're family members. So from Armed and Dangerous, when also Eugene Levy, when Candy and Eugene Levy go in as in disguise, they're in their 1974 tuxedos, and I put that in the picture. Chase loves it. I got my mother-in-law really good with that.
You got her to believe that was
family.
That
was a family member, yeah.
I told my father is a big fan of Joe's. He thinks he's great on here, and I told him that, and I showed him the text that you sent me. He thought it was hilarious.
I get them all the time. I told them Bobby Heenan was a real show from the 80s, the Bobby Heenan show. Yeah.
It could have been. It could have been. It's a good one.
There's more to it, Rob. I'll text you. You might judge me though, but I'll text you the unfiltered version. Don't judge me.
Hey, it's all good. All good fun. Until somebody thinks they're going senile.
All right.
Judge no one, sir. Oh man. That's funny though. You can hang my photo too. There you go. You can have fun with Rob. Although I will say he doesn't look as much like Keanu these days.
Well, he cut his hair.
Yes. Still, it's still there, but it's not the John Wick Keanu.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't know what the mindset there was, Rob. Still a handsome man, but I did prefer. Go. Joe and I could be brothers. Yeah, Rob. It's seriously. There's maybe 8 people in the world that saw Fatso, and 3 of them are here, or 4 of them if Ace is still around.
There you go. For Mark here, anyone played the new Star Wars Outlaws? This is a great. I actually wrote this down to ask this question because the trailer for this game looks phenomenal, and I wrote it down and then did take it with me to Georgia. So glad that Mark actually mentioned this. Has anybody played this game? Because it looks phenomenal. Joe, have you seen the trailer for this game?
No, I haven't. No. Can we do game trailers on this? Can't we?
No, because that one we can't because it's Lucasfilm.
Star Wars, right? That's right.
I think, or Lucas Games, whatever that is. Buff is on right now. Oh, is he? You would think I would know that.
He's live?
No, video premiere, 9:00.
Oh, cool.
This one I actually scheduled out like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it's actually the first video that we ever recorded. It's basically he took I gave him cards from, I think for this one it's the NWO cards from like '98. Topps did a release of trading cards like baseball cards. So he gets a card and he does a story on each person on the card. So it's a cool little video. Does it? It looks good in the trailer. The graphics look really good on there. But what I find is they do the cutscenes and then it's not accurate for the gameplay. So it could be one of those situations. Really? They don't. Okay.
Well, I got to check this out. Okay, everybody's on the in on this. Let me make a note.
We want hot chicks in video games. Fair enough. I can understand that.
What's
Yeah.
smog?
I don't know. I heard that though. Smart. Let's see.
It's an abbreviation, it looks like.
The world of smog. Enlighten us. I feel like that's everything these days. Everything has backlash now. Joe and I got backlash 3 nights
From the
ago
culinary community, right? Because we
from the
couldn't make an egg.
culinary.
That's right.
What did we do wrong again? I don't even remember.
You
Oh,
remember?
I remember. I remember that. Yes, we existed. That's pretty much all we did. We existed.
That was an ambush of the highest proportions.
We're not in the. We don't keep our ear to all the
Ear to
feuds
the
out there
ground?
in the yeah. We don't know all the hot feuds in the gaming community. That's our issue.
Culinary, yeah.
There we go.
We were victims of circumstance.
Yes, apparently so. Caught in the crossfire. I'm gonna find out what that's all about, though. One way or another.
Well, you brought it up, and I'm gonna still be vague. But my question to you is, if you do that, if you put your foot in the water, so to speak,
Sure.
there might not be it might be like no deposit, no return. Like you can't go back, no U-turn.
True.
You might not be coming back from that. I couldn't think of something witty.
Yeah, I don't know how to navigate that stuff because I don't beef with anybody on YouTube. I mean, GK Oldies and we went back and forth a little, but that was years ago. Other than that, I've never even ruffled feathers with anybody. So
You know what I'm trying to say, though, in a roundabout way?
yes, I know.
Is if you're inquisitive, that invites, well, let me tell you what happened. Here's my side of the story. And
Right. Yes, and then we go off the deep end. What do we have here? For the 112 terabyte setup from Chris Coolmod, I would be open to it. Yeah, back when I reviewed it, that's basically the new version of the 96 terabyte, and that's what I reviewed very early on. So this is just the kicked up, upgraded version from that. But what's the price tag on this? If anybody knows, 112 terabytes. I mean, it's got to be a pretty penny, right? A couple grand. Is that what you got? Is that what Perfect Storm Gaming uses? No, you guys have a smaller, Chris. You have the light gun build.
we've got the light gun drive on Perfect Storm.
Okay.
It is in the terabytes, though. It's an awful lot of
I
memory.
think is that 2 or 3 terabytes.
I believe it's 6 terabytes and
$3,000. Yeah,
and it is from Chris Coolmod, who's a great guy.
Yeah, 112 terabytes. So that's a bigger tower than what I had from the 96 terabyte one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Just
mean,
a wonderful
I'd certainly be open
person.
to it.
Yeah.
Suck eggs. Yes. I will say, I priced something out with them not long ago. I didn't buy from them because I won't bring business that way. But it was a lesser known title, and it was actually cheaper there than some other alternatives. So not defending them by any means, but depends what you're looking for at the end of the day. If you're looking for anything remotely like Mario related, then yes, they're gonna bend you over a barrel. Oh, okay. Okay. So then it's probably not that much bigger than. I forget what I was looking. It was a yeah, like if you go on there and you're looking for example, WCW NWO Revenge, it's not going to be ridiculously priced on there. I don't know if it'll be cheaper there than anywhere else, but yeah, like less popular mainstream titles aren't ridiculous or as ridiculous as one would think. We're getting the new Retroid Pockets. I don't have any knowledge on us getting those, but I appreciate a clean comment. So
It's not, Chase. Take
I,
off on hemorrhoids.
uh, yeah, I had one of those. I forget. It was one of those black drives that was like 16 terabytes, or maybe it was 8 terabytes. I forget what it was. And I set it up. I tested everything out, and then like a week later, it crapped out on me. And I still have it. It's still usable, but it corrupted or whatever. And it's like that sucks. I mean, I literally just tested it. I didn't even really play on it. So
Chase, the second thing you sent me, I don't want to say what because I don't want to talk bad about the company, but I had gotten this thing and then I needed a replacement. And the second thing,
yes.
it crapped out also.
Really?
Yeah.
Good to know. And it was not the Retroid Pocket, so we'll clarify that, but it was a different one. Interesting. Okay.
Wait, Retroid is real? Oh, okay. I thought that was I thought it was a takeoff of Retro. Retroid is real? This thing, Retroid Pocket? Okay.
Yes.
I hear the
yes.
keystrokes. Chase is checking.
Making sure I didn't fuck up on that one. I'm like, you know what? Because she got me she got me last time with something. I was like, hey, another clean comment. And I looked at it closer. And I was like, damn it. Yes. I was gotten on that one.
Lewis Cannon, what's up? Long time.
All female wrestling games. What is this? Rumble Roses. Do you know anything about this, Joe?
No, Rumble Roses is an all-female wrestling game similar to the PS2 SmackDown versus Raw games, but not as many features options. No, I don't. And this is coming from Endgame. Yeah, so he's not being silly. No. Yeah, this is real. I never heard of it, Endgame. I'll check it out.
Anyone else a member of Arcade Punks? Nice research for building niches. They've gotten better. I did some stuff with them early on, and they have a great team that supports them. So I am a big fan of Arcade Punks. Don't use it so much for emulation and stuff these days, but a lot of great builds on there. And even if you want to set up your own, it's a great starting point. Dead or Alive, bunch of stuff. This must be for you, Joe, since I'm rocking a mic halfway across the room today.
Your sound is better. When we came in.
Oh, yeah. When I switched it. So
we did testing, yeah, but it's much better since the testing. Yeah.
Good.
We switched it.
Good. Manageable for one night, but yeah, it's not how I want to do these long term. There's something about having like a podcast. I don't know if I feel out of place without.
You feel naked? Yeah.
Yeah. Plus it keeps you like where you're supposed to be. I'm like bouncing around. It's a different feel.
I can't wait. I'm 2 weeks away, my friend. I'm looking forward to it.
Be good.
I know exactly what you mean.
Joe's putting together basically studio arcade room for himself, which is exciting.
Yep. I got
Shed
the
cage.
nice shed, and they're coming tomorrow morning to insulate it. So I was going to
Nice.
do it myself.
You're doing the panels. Is
Now,
that the-
what I was going to do is the foam at first, like typical old school traditional cotton candy,
Mhm.
and you need beams for that, which the shed doesn't have.
Right.
So then I asked Chase what I could do to adhese paneling, not paneling, but insulation panels. And Chase had suggested Loctite adhesive. And I bought all this adhesive. If anybody needs it, let me know. And then now finally, I'm just going to do spray foam. There was a person that I called who just comes with a gun and just does it for you. Yeah.
That's good.
600.
It's
He takes
quicker.
care.
Oh, so that's not bad then. That's way cheaper than getting all the other stuff together. I thought it would be more than that.
Rob, absolutely. Yeah, everybody will be invited to the grand opening. I'll be doing my live from it, so I'll give you the tour. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I can certainly do that. So there is a little bit of, reason to the madness there. A few people had told me that they like when I did same ones just because they can kind of compare them, video to video. But yeah, I'll be honest, it gets old for me to do it, the same titles every time. So I can certainly switch it up, add some more demanding stuff into the mix. That's a great recommendation. Thank you. So, oh, okay. What front end is your favorite? So I'm a Botacera guy. Started out with emulation with RetroPie, as I think a lot of people did at the time where I really got into it. I mean, I got into emulation a long time ago, but when I really dove into it, spent a lot of time emulating stuff was the pandemic. Raspberry Pi, RetroPie, from there Botacera. But I mean, I like everything. I think everything now has a lot of similarities, user friendly. If you're used to one, you can get used to the other pretty quickly. Retrobat's awesome as well. That obviously uses Windows. So, um, yeah, I mean, I think I'm most used to Botacera, but Retrobat's another great one. Launchbox is streamlined. I think it's easy to use. I find it's a little bit more difficult maybe for somebody coming in fresh to set things up on Launchbox, but I like the simplicity of it. It's a, more streamlined sort of setup. Paul. Steam. I've heard that from people having issues with Steam actually, but I've never really had any problems with it. Joe, what do you use? You were a RetroPie guy.
I still am. I don't know
Yeah.
why a lot from the retro community are moving away from it. It's
Well,
head and shoulders my
you get
favorite.
more, you get more bang for your buck by going to a mini PC.
Well, for
Yeah.
yeah, I like Launchbox, big box. I guess that's yeah. So
Yeah, it's
that's
the premium. Yeah, the premium version. Yep.
I mean, very good. But yeah, I've noticed over the course of the last 5 years, the gaming community, for whatever reason, is migrating away from RetroPie. And I don't know why. I'm a huge fan of them. They work. They don't crash. At least I never had a poor experience with them. I know there's other ones that are more, the darlings of others in the gaming community.
Sure.
Batacera is big now. That came out of nowhere too. Like when did you start with that? Like I feel like everybody got really into it over the course of the last year and a half.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, I wouldn't say I was really early on with it, but found it pretty soon after Raspberry Pis, just got priced ridiculous, when people kind of took over the market with price gouging with all that. And I think that's really why people moved away, was sourcing Raspberry Pis for a long period of time was just insane. I mean, I saw on eBay Raspberry Pi 4s, 4 GB RAM, so right in the middle. It's not your 2, it's not your 8. That 4 was going for, in some cases, 250, $275. The whole allure of this was the $50 price point to get a single board computer. when you start throwing prices of like 250 at it, I think people got pissed off at Raspberry Pi for that, and it's not really their fault, but I think that soured a lot of people on it, and people just found other options and went that direction. I have so Ace said that the ads were blowing up on here. I had it set to moderate on this. It's like I feel like they overload certain people, and then some people will say they don't get any ads. So it's crazy.
Use ad blocker, never get ads. What is that? Do tell, Paul.
It's like a what do you call it? They sit up there at the top, like kind of like the malware things.
Oh, some sort of software you could buy.
Plug in or whatever. Yeah. It blocks them. You could always do the YouTube Premium, and that is a whatever it is, monthly membership, and you have no ads whatsoever. It's an ad block. Fair enough.
Matt, yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I want to make my own retro system too. I just looked into it myself. Maybe I could do it, the way I want to do it. Yeah, it's funny that guy mentioned that. I'm thinking about doing that also. And there's tutorials and different types of curriculum packages that you could see on YouTube. There's walkthrough videos on how to do it. There's wonderful symposiums that you could sit through to learn how to do it. I just looked into it a couple weeks ago. Like, that's a thing.
What are you looking to do?
Make your own retro system. My own one.
You want to use a Raspberry Pi, or you want to use a mini PC? What are you looking to do?
No, Pi. If I were to do it, I would do a Pi. And
Hyperspin is confusing. So trust that with you, Mark. It is if you're setting it up. Like only thing I've ever done with Hyperspin is just dealing with what somebody else created, and even that can be a lot of parts.
Yeah, that's arduous too. Correct.
Luminous Sage says go with Vodacero. And I know that's just going to push Joe to RetroPie. So
again, like I said, I just said this 2 minutes ago. This is this is so popular now in the gaming. And look, I'm not pooping on Vodacero. Fine, but to me, it's just like
I find it easier to set it up personally, but
what
to each their own. I think it's whatever you're used to.
What's easier to set up, Chase? The Pi?
Vodacero.
Oh, Vodacero
is easier. Yeah.
This is from
is good.
Yeah. When is retro?
I don't know. I mean, they used to fire out updates like every couple of days, and I've heard it slowed down. I haven't been in that world for a while now, but no, because it's Linux and they only support Windows PCs. But, you can't have Vodacero on the Pi. Yes, that is true. Just download the Raspberry Pi version or whichever one you get. I mean, Vito wrote on the wrong account. You got to use the other phone. We're just having fun. Play Night is good for your AAA stuff. Love that. Yes, I was just mentioning that YouTube Premium. You can watch whatever you want to watch without ads or anything.
RetroArch. So I'm sorry, Chase. Go ahead.
No. RetroArch's good.
It's good. It's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some moving parts. Rob's endorsing Vodacero too.
And that's the thing with moving
it's pretty
parts.
easy. I have some tutorials on that that'll help you along the way, Matthew.
Yeah. At least for me, like when you're dealing with flash drives versus hard drives, there's no moving parts. We say this all the time. So my experience, they crash less. They need less maintenance.
USB flash drives?
Say again?
you're using the USB flash drives for your Raspberry Pi.
Correct. Yeah.
So you're not doing SD cards.
No.
That's good. I think they're more stable.
Because again, Chase, even with SD cards, they can corrupt. So, like, you know what I
Very
mean? I
easily.
just want
Very easily, yes. Especially with the Pi, where not everybody has the power supply with the clicker on it too. Not that maybe that's not the best. A lot of people. Let me phrase it this way. A lot of people don't know that you need to boot down from within your software. They'll just cut the power. Well, that's going to increase how many corruptions you experience as well if you're not shutting it down safely.
correct.
So,
It crashes.
yeah, that's the thing. I think the little clicker that you have on the power supply, to a lot of people, they think, oh, it's on here to just cut the power. That's the same as ripping it out of the wall.
Correct.
So that always gets people, fortunately. That's pretty cool.
Oh, wow. That is cool, Rob. Oh, I hope you took a video on that.
And you could have the whole library on there easily.
Yeah, Rob, be smart. Make a video on that. The Atari Jaguar community is rabid on YouTube everywhere. And they're loyal and they're fierce. Yeah, one of my favorite systems, the Jaguar. And I mean that too. I'm not being a wise guy. The only bad thing about the Jaguar was the control pad. Did you ever see the control pad?
Yes. He won't have that problem with what he set up. Yeah, so and you're not using like an ad blocker, so it's funny. It's like they overload certain markets. Maybe that's what it is. If you have ads to place within certain markets, you flood that market, and you don't have ads that relate to other people. They go without any ads. It's interesting how YouTube works, and we talk about this all the time. There's no manual for this world. We're all in the dark on it. Anything that we know, I think you have to experience to kind of learn the process of all that with YouTube.
Yeah, B-Rad. You're right, Chase. It looks like the tale of two cities. Some people are getting ads and some people aren't.
Yeah, it's interesting. Ace had texted me. He said at that point, it was like 10 minutes in. He said he got 4 ads in 10 minutes. I mean, monetization helps support the content creator, so I'm not complaining, but it should be evened out so some people aren't just having this experience where they're having to hit skip every 5 seconds. So
Luminous wants to know any news, Chase, on RetroPie.
RetroPie guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a channel?
I don't know.
I read that.
Well, RetroPie guy used to be this one right here, but I moved on from RetroPie and tried to tackle more stuff. So I don't know. Are we RetroPie guys? I don't know. It's funny. RetroPie guy doesn't use RetroPie, but Joe does. So it's like we've switched a little bit.
Really? Is that true? RetroPie guy doesn't use it?
Not anymore. I'm purely Vadasera. I won't say
Oh,
that.
you mean you? I thought
me,
there was someone
me,
else
yeah.
that had that name. Gotcha.
Oh, no. Not to my knowledge. It's up for grabs, though. I wouldn't recommend it, though, because I'll tell you the reason I changed it was I was asked by RetroPie to change it with not a cease and desist, but a nice email saying, hey, change your name.
Oh, I didn't know that, Chase.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah.
It was at a good time, though, where I was already considering changing it because now I had started doing way more than just RetroPie because early on, all I did was RetroPie tutorials. So I had thought about it, couldn't really pick a name. And then they said, nice, very nicely, I'll add, you should change your name. And, that was the kick in the ass to do it. And I did it that day. So. I'm not sure. I'm not in the loop these days on that. I will have to ask around a little bit, see if we can get some answers on it.
Yeah, I'll check it out, Conan.
Sure. Wow, this didn't feel like 2 hours already, did it, Joe?
Chase, we fly. We fly. I have fun with you. I have fun with the community. Our community is second to none, and I'm not just saying that.
For sure.
To all you guys, You're there no matter what, no matter conventions, politics, sports, change of schedule. You guys are the best.
And I appreciate everybody that was here last night and stuck with us. So really appreciate you guys for that community. I love when I go to hit a comment and it instantly goes up like 5 places. It's always a good problem to have. I like this community. You guys are so cool. Thank you. I mean, we're just 2 members of the community here, but I totally agree. It's a blast to do these. So
The best.
we were talking, Joe and I were talking last night, and it was like, do we have to? It was never, do we have to do the live stream? Because obviously I had to postpone yesterday. We couldn't wait to do this. Like we don't have to do this today. We could just say, hey, we'll see you next week. But we enjoy doing this. I mean, this is fun for us to have.
It's fun. I look
to
forward
be
to
part
it.
of our schedule.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's cathartic. I've got very lucky.
Likewise. I mean, I tell Joe this all the time. He came into this and it instantly made this so much more fun for me because it's tough to be, alone on the stream. Not that I'm alone, but to read comments, engage, and only have one opinion, one side of the story. Adding another person really makes it that much better, I think, for everyone.
I agree.
Not that we differ on much. We're very much aligned in a lot of subjects, but
yeah, and you're knowledgeable too. And your comedy is reactive. I've never told you this. Your comedy is
I appreciate it.
like Vince Vaughn. His comedy is reactive. He's better reacting to someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to, even if you want to be remotely comedic at times, I think it's tough to do it alone because you got to be the guy that comes up with it and reacts to it too. It doesn't work,
Unless you don't mind. There you go. That's perfect. He knows how I feel about being his wingman. I got no problem there. Yeah, that's unless you have someone that tells jokes and doesn't mind laughing at their own jokes, which I've been known to do on occasion. The best thing now is I do movie lines for Chase. And those that know me know, like, you're in the deepest, closest circle, if I trust you, to send you an audio clip of a movie line.
You do a great Jesse Ventura. I got to say that.
I can't do it now.
No, I wasn't putting you on the spot, but that's a good one.
This is new. BFB, that person. That's a new name. I haven't seen that name. I'm glad to be here and I learned so much. Well, thank you.
Cool.
That's a huge compliment to us.
That is a new name. I like that. That's cool to see. We've been lucky. I feel like we get new people every week, and it's cool to see that. And to always have that positive vibe in here is awesome because, like, not to throw shade elsewhere, but we've been on other shows together and independently, and it's not always that way. And sometimes it's yes.
How did they know? I can't now.
Yes, he's in the Baja.
I'll try.
They have no building codes in the Baja.
Try it. I can't. I was a Navy SEAL. I can't now.
That's all we needed. It's on point.
I was a frogman in the Baja. Sorry.
Did you see him on Chris Van Vliet?
Oh, of course. I'm an enormous Body fan. Body was I grew up with. He retired right when I was a kid, but his persona was so flamboyant that you were like, all the feathers. I mean, this is before Michaels,
jewel on the
before
chin,
Savage. I'm
Yeah.
sorry?
The jewel on the chin, everything he did. Yeah.
This is before guys that really, got into that look. So I loved him. And then my father liked him because he was a Navy SEAL. My father, he served. So that was, you would always say, Joseph, this guy was a Navy SEAL. This guy's Italian. He checked off all the boxes for my father. So if dad liked him, I like him. But
course.
I'm so happy that he's back in
Yeah.
the community in the WWE, and he makes no qualms about it. Chase, he's
No, no.
back because Vince is gone.
Right.
He'll just tell you just like that, like I'm back because he's gone,
Right.
which sucks
Yeah.
because I liked
Well,
Vince for a long time, but what are you gonna do?
what are you gonna do? But it's nice to see the changing of things. And I told Marcus this yesterday. We were sitting right where I am right now, filming, and in between things we'll chat and stuff because I'm setting up the next video and outlining stuff. And I go, "Did you know that that Jesse's back with the company?" And he goes, Jesse who? So the body. He goes, nah, there's no way. And then he looked at me again. He goes, he's back. So it's a different time. He couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
And that's why there's real hope for Buff. Now, I don't say that because of his personality. I say that because of politics. But that's why there's hope for Buff because now, like, yeah, for years you heard, well, San Martino's
Just
not coming back, and he's back, and
sure,
the
sure,
body's back, and last year
sure.
Steiner came back for Christ's sake. So all these guys that you said, oh, they'll never be back, they came back. So there's
Right. And Triple H brought him back. He has the most heat with. So
Steiner you're
those
talking about.
Scotty. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. More so than Rick. I think Rick is a little bit quieter.
you're
But I
right.
mean,
Hunter brought him back. Have you
but
heard
Scott, I
some
mean
of his
Scott,
shoots on Hunter? They're oh my
brutal.
God, he
Brutal.
eviscerates him.
Yes, yes. But he was the first one to welcome in the door with a handshake and what's good for business. I mean, you can't have Scott Steiner not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I don't think of him as the nicest guy in the world, but he has a place in the Hall of Fame.
Case, he could be a 3-time Hall of Famer. He could be on his own, one, the Steiner brothers, which that's how he got in too, and as a member of the NWO, 3.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you
I mean, I
deny any?
have
I mean, yeah.
no. And we said this with Marcus when he was on here. NWO to me is 5 guys. Waltman's not in there for me. It's Hogan, it's Nash, it's Hall, it's Buff, it's Steiner. I've always thought that, and not just because I'm connected to Marcus
I
now.
agree.
That's always been my 5. Not Waltman. If you're going to add another person, it's Bischoff. Then Waltman goes in, Giant goes in, but it gets tough to pick and choose at that point. So 5 to me was Buff and Steiner.
What I always loved about Buff, and I told him this, was that if you were a smaller guy like Michaels, you needed the glitz. You needed you needed to come out looking like that with your chaps and the fireworks.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
if you were a jacked guy, you didn't need any of that. And that's why so many of them, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, just came out there with trunks. And Buff he was a jack guy, but he still said, you know what? I'm going to get a top hat. I'm going to get the leather vest. I'm going to get the overalls. I'm going to do the airbrushing. He cared so much about his gimmick. He didn't just use the fact that he was a jack guy to rest on his laurels. And I always respected him for that.
Right. Yeah. And I think that you don't realize that Buff isn't the biggest guy too. I never thought as a kid that he wasn't the same size as Hogan, Lex, or any of these guys because he looked so jacked, but he's relatively small. Rob Van Dam is bigger than Buff Bagwell.
As far as height, you mean, or muscles?
Yeah.
Height.
No.
Okay.
It's height.
Yeah.
Rob Van Dam is taller than Buff Bagwell, which you'd never think that, but he is. It's crazy. Yeah, it's a nice balance for sure.
Yes.
I agree. And relatable too. And he's a humble guy now too. Now you get to see him for Marcus Bagwell, not Marcus Buff Bagwell. He's very different than his persona. And for a lot of years, you didn't see the difference. And I think sobriety has really brought that out. So it's great to see. So. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. I mean, this was a treat to be able to do this on a Wednesday, make up for yesterday. We're going to be back on what's the date next week? The 17th? 17th. And then I'll be back on the 19th with Buff as well. So you can click the link at the top of this live chat right here to set a reminder for the debut of the Marcus Buffbagler live stream, which I'll be co-hosting with him. Really looking forward to that. And of course, next Tuesday, same time, same place, 8 p.m. right here on the Retro Gaming Guy YouTube channel. We've got some amazing giveaways for you guys, so don't miss it next week. So thank you guys so much. We will see you guys next Tuesday.
See you.